Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, my beautiful imperfectionist family. What's good? It's your girl, Tammy, aka That's a Woman, coming to you with this week's session of planting and or watering, where yours truly is either planting something new in your life or I am watering something that has already been planted. And listen, as I prepare to jump into this session, I want to circle back on the good morning to remind you guys that the reason I say good morning is to remind you guys that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. And right now I feel a good morning, a good morning, a good morning, because life has presented some challenges, whereas even your girl had to remind herself that weeping endures for a night and joy is coming. And I tell you, last week, in all transparency, your girl did not have the energy to come before you guys because I was faced with some challenges, some obstacles that kind of knocked me off course. But I'm here to let you know that I am continuing to press on. This is when I had to step back, spend time with God, get my strength back, because I know I'm powerful and I know you are as well. But I didn't want to come before you without a word of encouragement, and now I guess a testimony to let you know everything is always going to work out for you. No matter what is going on in your life, no matter what the obstacles are, things are always going to work out. That is a promise that's given to us in Romans 8:28, when it lets us know all things work together for our good. And I know we are in Mental Health Awareness Month, and so life will present some challenges to test your mental health awareness. And this is when we have to go to the words of encouragement. I say it all the time that no weapon formed against us shall prosper. We are more than conquerors. And I am here to tell you, I had to find myself in that position to remind myself. And I'm going to be honest, it was hard. My heart was heavy. In fact, I found myself like the prophet Elijah. Elijah found himself in such a state of depression that he went under the juniper tree and was like, it is better if I were dead. And I gotta tell you, life at times can put that feeling of heaviness on you. But listen, when it shows up, this is when you have to sit back and like, no, I am here for a purpose. I have life to live. I have glorious joy to experience. And so this is when you have to do as David do. And I say all the time, encourage yourself in the Lord, even when you don't feel like it. And I'm going to be honest, I couldn't even encourage myself. Yes, I found myself in a state of, I'm going to be transparent. That's what I do. That's why I labeled us imperfectionists, because we are imperfectly perfect people. And yes, the leader of the imperfectionist family had a moment whereas, okay, this is hard. This is heavy. I don't want to be encouraged right now. Oh my God. Yes, I said it. I felt it. I'm just being honest. And I did. I found myself like Elijah in a state of heaviness. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I couldn't talk to anybody without crying. And so I'm here to say life will do that for you. It will happen. But here's the thing. You got to get your strength back. You got to get your encouragement back. And let me tell you, just as God sent some birds to provide provision for Elijah and sent some ministering angels, I am here to tell you, God sent some ministering angels to me. When I allowed them, because my heaviness was blocking stuff out, but when I allowed it to come through, it came through in such a powerful way that I was like, okay, all right, I got this. I didn't want to hear this. And I'm like, but I know this is it. This is what I needed to hear. And so therefore, I'm just having total transparency with you guys. Life will knock you down. Going back to Elijah. Elijah was a great prophet. Elijah outran a chariot. Elijah called down fire from heaven when the other prophets couldn't. He even had them to water the wood. I am saying all this to let you know how powerful he was and how powerful I am, and even in how powerful you are. And no matter how powerful and how great you are, life will happen. However, you gotta get back in the race. You got a race to run. You got a path and a course that's mapped out that you just gonna go, and you gotta get your vibration up. And I know my vibration took a little dive last week. I'm going to be honest. And because it was down, it seemed like one thing after another. And I was like, yo, what is going on? In the words of Marvin Gaye, what is going on? And I know life at times will make you feel that way. But listen, one thing I say all the time, there is always a way of escape. Provision is always being made, no matter what is going on. Even when I think about Job was tested. And he was tested, lost everything he had, lost his children, lost his finances, health was under attack, and life can do that. And you got to think, and I'm bringing Job up because, again, had my Job experience, had my Elijah experience. Sometimes when you're good and you're doing good things in life, things will happen, but that's not the time to fold. That is not the time to throw in the towel, even though you may want to. You may feel like, okay, getting up out of here is probably the best thing for me. No, we gotta keep the focus. We gotta know that we have a purpose, and every purpose, every trial, every challenge, everything that you overcome is setting you up for so much greatness. So nothing happens that just happens. So when you're going through the fire, know this. Even as I just mentioned the fire, I was reminded of the Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they were in the fire, because they made a choice to live their purpose, their truth. And sometimes our truth can cause us what may seem like more harm than good, but you gotta live it. You gotta stay true to who you are. That is a big component of mental health. Mental health, one of the major mental health issues is that people are not granted permission to live their truth, because we're in a society that has some thoughts and some energies that has been put out here into the universe, and everyone is expected to live according to those thoughts and those ideas, and those ideas may not line with who you are. And so that, I know, causes some major mental health issues. And so here's what you have to do. You have to put yourself in a state of alignment with your inner spirit, with God. Because remember, the Holy Spirit is in each and every one of us. The Spirit, the connection, and is leading, is guiding us, is directing us into all truth. So as you're in that moment of seeking truth, find out your truth. Now, here's the thing. I don't want your truth to be a mean, evil person. That is not the truth I'm encouraging you to be a part of. I don't want you to just go through a negative attitude because I know in life and just have a chip on your shoulder hoping somebody knock it off. No, that's not the truth that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the truth of loving you, being a good person, and not even just saying you're a good person, but being a good person. What I say, being the change, being the light, being a person who spreads love and positivity and joy and happiness throughout this earth. That's what I want you to be. That's the truth that I'm talking about walking into the authority of the truth, knowing that you are a powerful being. You have the opportunity to create whatever it is that you desire to create. So get to creating. Live your truth. Be authentic. Don't try to be anyone else. Be who you are. Be who you are, because those are some of the weights of mental health issues and challenges. And let me tell you, even with Job, going back to him, with every loss he experienced, Job took a moment to be truthful. He said, from a woman I was born into this sinful world. And he said, to the earth and the ashes, I am going to return. He stated that he was ready. He was ready. That's it. Summing it up, he was ready to go. And he admitted, this pain hurts. This hurts. And I know a lot of times in life, we're told not to express our hurt. Just like me opening this podcast up, talking about the pain that I'm feeling right now because of a situation. And side note, let me just interject. I'm in the process of dealing with a mountain, literally a mini mountain in my life on some land that I'm trying to build my house on, which has presented challenge after challenge after challenge, where I have felt like a tire in the mud spinning when I'm just trying to get to a place like, hey, can I go ahead and get my house built and get on to living my life? But there has been one obstacle after another, after another, after another. But there's more with that, but that's the major. Like, I'm to a point, like, get this rock out of my life. So look, say a prayer for your girl that we get this rock removed so she can go on to the next level. So, but anyways, Job was truthful about how he felt. And a lot of times we don't choose to be truthful because we don't want our vulnerability to show. In which me being vulnerable, I broke down and shared that because I want you to know vulnerability is not weakness. It is strength. Vulnerability lets you know that everything is going to work out. And the more vulnerable you are, the more that God can, okay, you're peeling back the layers. You're allowing me in to do my magnificent and miraculous work. Even when Job's friends came and tried to say, well, maybe you sinned, maybe you did this, maybe you did that, there's a reason God is punishing you. No, life isn't always about somebody being punished. Life is just life, and it's going to happen. Just like I mentioned, Elijah, even in the midst of a drought, 7 years of a drought, he heard the sound of an abundance of rain, letting him know the power that was in him. And after, again, outrunning the chariot, hearing the rain in the midst of the drought, he received word that he was going to be killed by Jezebel and went under the juniper tree, let me die. Job, good, minding his own business, tending to the blessings that God had for him, and all of them were snatched away. These things will happen. You don't have to be doing bad for things to happen. But here's the thing. It's here to let you know, what are you going to do with these challenges? Are you going to sit and continue to focus on them? And I'm going to tell you, one of my angels, I love this individual so much. One of my angels in the form of my son. And I was like, oh my God, he's been listening. My son, you can't focus on it. You got to look at this. You still blessed. You got this, and everything that I tell you guys and everything that I know. But when thrown into the fire, because it was magnified, because remember with the Hebrew boys, the king said, magnify the fire 7 times. My fire got magnified 7 times. So it hit me in a hard place. And let me tell you, when you're going through that fire and you're like, okay, I'm good. And then you're like, okay, I got this. This is good. This is going to work out. And then something else happened. And okay, all right, it's going to work out. And then something else happened. And then something else happened. You're like, and then you find yourself in the state of why is this happening? Listen, It's all a part of the process. Life, I really feel it was never meant to fully, even though, we all about our peace. It wasn't fully meant to just go straight from birth to peace. I really believe and feel that it was for us to experience these situations, to help shape us, to help refine us, to help grow us. And as I said before, the scripture says when the enemy comes in like a flood, it's to remind us that God is going to raise a standard to protect us. Even with Job, because Job was truthful to who he was and how he was feeling, which again, a lot of times people are not granted permission to be truthful about their feelings. They don't. And that's what caused them more heaviness, and it caused them more burdens. And because Job was truthful about it, God said, I'm going to restore and I'm going to give double for your trouble. So what am I getting ready to end this message with? No matter what I'm going through or what you're going through, God's going to give us double for our trouble. And you know what? I believe that we're such faith-based individuals. We're some powerful beings. He gonna give us triple, quadruple, whatever it is. So we gonna declare double, quadruple, everything is being magnified. Our blessings are being magnified. Our breakthroughs are here. We're going to speak them in the now. Our mental health is amazing. We see ourselves as the powerful beings that we are. We're going to know these things. We're going to know these things. You got this. We got this. I got this. Everything works out for each and every one of us. And never, ever, ever let us forget that. That is so important right now. Okay? So I want to thank you guys again. Apologize for not being with you guys last week. However, I had to do a little healing work. And sometimes I say it all the time. In order to really properly heal, you have to pull back. You have to pull back from some things to just get your strength back. And guess what? Going back to Elijah, after he was told to rest, and that's what I always tell you guys. It's important to rest. You gotta rest. Because sometimes you can just find yourself just tired, depleted, in which you need to get your rest and do your self-care, do your meditation, do your prayers, speak, affirm that this is turning around. Whatever it is, it's working out for you. It always is. It always has, and it always will. So whatever it takes to keep your mental health together, that's what you need to do. And again, be truthful, be vulnerable. I took a big risk sharing how I really felt. But I know in order for this ministry to be effective, I got to share. I have to open up and sometimes admit that I do have pains and challenges. And you know what? It's all working out for me as well it is for you. So listen, if your girl has said anything to offer you encouragement, to offer you hope, to offer enlightenment and a little bit of strength to let you know, okay, I got this. I'm going to shake this off and I'm going to keep on moving. Listen, give your girl a like by clicking the thumbs up or drop her a comment. I read them all and I appreciate them all. I even appreciate the text messages and DMs. You guys are simply amazing. And if you're not a part of my Imperfectionist family, I invite you to click the subscribe button and become a part, because hey, we are imperfectly perfect people. In this journey, we need each other. I need you and I hope you need me, and I can be a part of the process with you as you go to your next level, as you go to your greater. And I ask if there's someone that you know that can use this message, please share it with them, because this is about spreading love, light, and hope. So listen, I want you guys to continue to be blessed. And listen, I forgot I wasn't here last week to say it in advance, but to all the mothers out there, the biological mothers, the adoptive mothers, the stepmoms, the uncles, the aunts, the fathers, the every capacity, mother capacity. I hope you all had an amazing Mother's Day. And until the next time, I want you continue to be blessed and walk in the power and the authority which is you. God bless.